Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast with your hosts, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas and Cam Stewart in Toronto. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, May 3rd, 2021. And now live from Las Vegas, your host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, we're turning the corner. Literally, we've turned the corner for home. End of the regular season. Stretch run teams racing for a spot just to get in, jockeying for position. Brian Blessing, Cam Stewart. I'm out on the patio, so I don't know if you can hear it. I'm in sunny and windy Las Vegas.
Yeah, holy geez. Yeah, I hear I thought it was your breathing, but it's the wind.
No. You're the one with the sleep apnea machine. You're
I'm Darth Vader.
You're Darth Vader.
That's right, I am. God, I hate that thing so much. Anyway,
how does that work? How does that work?
I don't know. You go to bed and you wake up and you're alive. I guess that's the goal.
That's the good news. How do you roll over?
Not well. Usually it's a tube. Like sometimes you just got to get in the right spot. But you wake up and sometimes you're feeling this quarter. Basically, it's like a snake kind of around your neck, but not.
That's what I was going to say.
But not pressing you. He's not pressing you. Like he's just lingering. He's like sleeping on your neck. So yeah, he hasn't like gotten tight. But if you turn around enough and like tighten him up,
you strangle
you know what
yourself.
I mean? That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you wake up, okay, wow, geez, got to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I've been experiencing excessive trips to the bathroom too. I'm not sure if it's a prostate or a diabetes problem, but anyway, let's get into hockey tonight. Islanders in Buffalo.
How's that for a segue?
Yeah, no, it's tough, Brian. Like I don't sleep anymore. I just wake up in the middle of the night like all the time, but it's not a good thing. Islanders in Buffalo. What do we got?
Yeah, I just want you to know something. You know how much I love you. You know how much I love you. Seriously. Yep. And I hope people out there take this the right way. My older brother, years and years and years ago, he got diagnosed with diabetes.
Yes.
So he's in the hospital. He's getting checked out and everything. And you would expect nothing less from me, right? I walk into the hospital. This is true. I walk into the hospital. I give him a 16-ounce Coke and a box of fudge.
That's a great move. What a prick! That's probably what he wanted. That's what he
laughs to this day.
That's the best. No, last night I made Pillsbury cookies with milk and whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And yeah, they're really sugary, and yeah, I'm actually going to make some banana bread after this show. I'm just trying to cook to keep my mind from going nuts. Anyway, all
right, over.
What do we got here? Yeah, over. All right, this is what we're doing with this game. Over. Buffalo's going to get a few. Islanders are going to get a few. The Islanders, they're back on track. It's great. When they play the Rangers, I just blindly bet them and I win money. So that's been a good.
Well, let's do this. First of all, the number I do believe is stupid.
270. Yeah.
Okay. Now the Sabres played the Bruins. They've been competitive, and I think the Islanders stuck the stake in the Rangers' heart. They know they're in now. They could kind of take their foot off the pedal a little bit. We said a while back the Sabres we said at the beginning of the year, but in this stretch specifically, once Ullmark got hurt again, dead over team, they've gone over 5 of the last 6. It's plus money to go over 5.5. And this morning at the morning skate, Tokarski, who's played hard and wasn't at the skate, and now I've never heard of him. He's been their backup for 3 weeks now or 2 weeks. Michael Hauser's making his NHL debut.
Doogie Hauser, nice.
Doogie, yeah, over 5.5 pounds. Let's
Doogie. Hey, Doug. Where's Benny?
It's right out of the gate. It's right out of the gate. You may want to get the butcher on speed dial.
Yeah.
Because Pittsburgh's $1.70 at Philly. 6.5's the total. Philly, I don't know how you, in any way, shape, or form, with good conscience, can walk up to the plate and play Philly with an under game. I mean, they did go under last game against the Devils. And by the way, thank you to the Devils and thank you to Ryan Miller. They were making a real serious run. I've gone through all this crap all year long. I might as well at least be guaranteed to pick at least third. So looks like the Sabres are going to hang on to worst.
Yeah, and you thank the Devils for having those dates with the Flyers, who absolutely suck, and mailed it in. This is the thing, though. Philadelphia, if they're going to get up for one game,
we nailed them, didn't we?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like if the Islanders played the Rangers and Philly played the Devils, we'd be rich, Brian. We don't have to worry about anything. But there's other games on the card. That's the whole problem. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been good. I don't know. Like Philadelphia will get up for this game, but they're a bad hockey team. I agree. Wish it was 6.5. It should still probably go over.
Okay, let's use this game as an analogy for things you can employ and do on your own. We told you a while back, and we're going to see other teams in this vein. I think the Rangers fit the bill now. We'll find a few more. Vancouver, I would say Calgary. But when we told you Chicago, young team, they had Doc hurt at the beginning of the year, but they hung around for a long time. But once the big games came and they fell short, you're like, all these teams, it's just the air comes out of the balloon. And here are the Blackhawks playing Carolina, and they've lost 4 in a row. They know they're out, and it's whatever. It's just, it's not running for the bus. It's just, it's you're defeated. You
are. And the thing is, every team, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Florida, have to keep on playing. You don't want that. You need home ice advantage in that division. The way these guys are playing each other, it's going to be huge. So if Carolina really thinks about this and wants to play, they got to take care of business, and they got to beat Chicago. It's a big number. It's parlayable because I believe Chicago. Yeah, it was a great run by the Blackhawks, but eventually, what can you do? Like you go hard for a while. You this team wasn't supposed to go anywhere anyway.
No,
so I think they overachieved all season long. Give me Carolina.
Bingo. Overachieved is a great word, and they make a foundation, some things to build on. Here's another one. Okay, buddy, what am I missing here? Seriously, Washington and the Rangers. I'm seeing minus a dime, minus 15. Washington favored the total of 6. I think the Rangers are now exactly what we just talked about with Chicago. They think they're hopelessly out of it, and they know it. And Washington's fighting for first.
Yeah, Washington, this is a game that they got to win. I think they're a much better team than the Rangers anyway. Yeah, really short price. It's kind of weird, actually.
That is weird, isn't it? Shouldn't it be like 40?
I'm very nervous about this now. And
wouldn't you think 40 minus $1.40?
I was going to say number? At least on the road. Let's start at around late 20s. Yeah, like $1.30 I can deal with, but I'm seeing $1.07, $1.10, $1.15. Checking out all the lines. It's about 15, 20 cents too low, in my opinion. I still, you know what, Brian? We can't worry about these things. I think about things too much and get inside my own head. I'll bet Washington if it's wrong. Yeah, you don't want to go in there. Trust me. Washington is the play, and if the Rangers win, I got my spidey senses telling me to stay away from the game. But I'm going on one.
I've just closed my eyes, and I'm trying to picture inside Cam's head. Are there like stalactites in there? Is it like a cavern?
What, like a cave? Yeah.
Yeah.
Old chicken wing.
I know what's on top of it. The mop's still going. How's that mop doing?
Not well. Listen, I just woke up. I'm really struggling. No, my hair's out of control. I'm sweating at night. I need to get somebody to cut it off, but I don't like my girlfriend with scissors in her hands. What do we got going on next? Do we miss Nashville Columbus or
no? That's where we is.
Okay. Sorry.
Nashville's minus $1.90. Hey, let me ask you something here.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of what you do on a podcast, I guess. Monster game. Nashville just checking the situation. 3-point lead for 4th in the Central over Dallas, who has a game in hand. So, in essence, Nashville and Dallas are now playing playoff games.
Yep. I could play. I like Nashville. I don't like the price. Columbus could still win that game. It's not like they've totally.
No. See, but this is what I don't get. This is like the Nashville number.
Like Washington.
They're taking the situation into account. In the Washington situation, they're sitting there going, it's a coin flip. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But Nashville's the play, I think. But I don't like that price. I might have to tread lightly with this game, and I'll probably find a dance partner to turn it into plus, because if it loses, I can't. Let's just say this, Brian. We can't be laying 65, 70 cents with Nashville. That's not the way we're going to do business here.
No, we're not. Boston is a monster favorite, 245 at Jersey.
Maybe the over. New Jersey.
You know what? I don't like the game. I'll go your way. I was gonna say kind of.
I don't like the game at all, but I'll tell you.
I was
one
thinking
thing,
under, to be honest with you.
Really? You know what? But New Jersey plays all these high-scoring games now. They don't play in any defense. It's kind of like Lindy Ruff says, go out there and have fun. You know, all the young guys, they get ice time.
But against Boston.
But that's the thing, right? Like, I know every time they get together, but what's New Jersey going to do? Okay, guys, tonight we're just going to play a trap against Boston. I don't think they're going to change their style. I see like a 4-3 type of game. I actually see over in this game.
All right.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
No, I'll trust you. I don't like it.
Out of the list of games that we've talked about, it's probably at the bottom of the card.
Gonzo. Well, here's one who's not at the bottom of the card. I'll blindly
bet Ottawa against Winnipeg.
Oh,
they got hosed again. That Montreal, they're up to. Brian, can you believe this? I'll never forget. So I went over to visit my parents. My dad got out of the hospital. No, he's doing okay. I should have stayed longer, but he's even saying, hey, you're going to go home and watch some hockey. So I go, yeah, I'll see you earlier on in the week too. So we had a coffee and we talked, and we were talking about like Ottawa. And the thing is, I came home, I was winning every game that I bet on in hockey, right? And Ottawa was up 2-0 on Montreal. They ended up losing 3-2. And the Blues were beating Minnesota. They ended up losing. I still had a good night because the Islanders and the Devils, but it could have been a spectacular night. And after the Kentucky Derby, I kind of need that money back. But I'm taking Ottawa. How do you bet on Winnipeg the way Ottawa is playing? You just can't.
I was going to say Winnipeg's dead to me. Though they're a dangerous team, I think, when the playoffs get here. But I've not been able to read them at all during the regular season. So when you get a team like that, you run and hide. And yes, Ottawa competes every night. And what was that? Caulfield, the kid for the Habs. Well, we'll get to the Habs here. Well, Here we are at the Habs. Toronto's minus $1.60. Total's 5.5. Toronto wants to seal the deal so they can start resting guys. They're going to win the division. But have they not? I'm going from memory. I can look it up. But has Toronto not kind of owned these guys?
They own them. It's pretty simple. The last game Montreal needed to win because Calgary was playing better and Toronto beat them again. So it's Toronto or nothing. Like, I'm not going back to Montreal. Like, sure, you beat Ottawa, but you were down 2-0 in that game late and you figured it out barely. So if Toronto wants to win this game, they will win this game. That's my opinion. But the juice isn't that high.
Yeah, but Montreal's got themselves a little bit of a cushion to give any hope of something that matters in the last week of the season here. Toronto's got to beat the Canadiens in this game tonight.
Correct. A lot of games. Holy geez, the Monday card's big. What do we got? Dallas and Florida. Ooh, another one.
Yeah, well, they both need it, right? Let me double check the standings. Atop. No, look at this, man. 75 for the Canes, 73-73 Lightning in Florida. So when you sit there and go, okay, Dallas is fighting to get in, I got news for you. Florida could be saying to themselves, the division, yes, but at the very least, home ice advantage, they may believe could be the ultimate difference for getting by Tampa Bay. It was a huge game.
I agree. I think Florida's a better team than Dallas. Dallas has been playing better. They're playing a lot looser, too. It's weird. They're, other than playing Detroit, they can get in games where they score goals. I like Florida. I think Florida's a better team. These games, though, I'm telling you, I don't really love any. Like, I like the earlier card a lot better than these other games.
I think the Butcher's still in play, though. Anaheim, St. Louis. St. Louis is back home, which it looks like this big cupcake. But sometimes that's a squirrely game. But here they go, buddy. They're on the 4-game over Tootsie Roll. They told you, got them at 55-1 2 weeks ago. They're below 30 in most places. Some places I think they're 20. They're, look out for them. I mean this sincerely. I don't know if they get Vegas or Colorado, but they're going to be a handful. For somebody,
they'll win this game. I don't care if they're on a road trip. They come back. They can't take the night off and not get any points because, Arizona and those teams, even though St. Louis is going to get in, we know like other teams are still alive and they're not going to quit till they know they can't win. I think St. Louis, it's a parlay job or I hate to say it, I got to lay on the puck line.
Well, these guys, been unbelievable since he got the contract. But
Anaheim looks good though. Like the last game against the Kings, they won 6-2 or something. They beat the crap out of them. But you know what that was? Over's the play at 5.5.
Over. I agree. You know what that was though? They were, to their credit, and you got to love hockey players for that. They were playing their lungs out because it was Ryan Miller's last game.
Good call. Excellent call by you.
You
You're
know,
right.
so
That was a really classy ceremony.
Don't read too much into it.
That's a good point. Really good point. So I'm coming back to St. Louis in parlays, though. They should be able to get the job done.
All right, Vegas and Minnesota. Listen, Vegas, undisciplined, blew a 2-0 lead at Arizona, beat him in overtime. They were fortunate to do it after having, a 10-game winning streak. Lost the first game at Arizona.
I was on Arizona that first game, Brian, using my spidey senses. Yeah.
It was air out of the balloon, letdown spot, we said, after playing Colorado. Now, this is a game very intriguing. Had Vegas lost that Arizona game, and it's still in play, I mean, it's a 2-game set with Minnesota. Kim, nice story, Minnesota, right? Well, they're in it, blah, blah. They're more than in it. Had Vegas lost that game, they'd had a chance to get up the first in these 2 games. But as it stands right now, with 6 games to play, they're 6 points back. They win these 2 games against Vegas, they get a shot for the division still.
What do we do? I think Minnesota wants it more, and I think Vegas needs to get to the finish line.
Minnesota has had their number. Pacioretty got nicked up in the game the other night. Vegas is kind of banged up, and they're scurrying around. I did call my shot. I know I'm pretty sure I know we do 1,000 things together, Kim.
Yeah.
But Vegas got a kid, and I got everybody arguing with me out here. Peyton Krebs, who was like a really good player on the Canadian World Junior team, played a couple of games with the Silver Knights, but then once the junior season started, the kid had to go back to juniors, went to Winnipeg, lit it up, and they're coming back. Well, put him in with the Silver Knights. I says, no. You put this kid right in the lineup now so you know what you've got and get him some chemistry, because I think they thought of him on trade deadline day when they only got Janmark. Lo and behold, yesterday, before the game, when Pacioretty got hurt, before the game, they put him on the taxi squad. I think this Peyton Krebs kid's going to be a difference maker. That being said, I think Minnesota has their number, and I would go with Minnesota in this first game.
Yeah, I would too. I think I'm gonna play Minnesota. They're going to be a small home dog in this spot. I think the number kind of tells you that they're live and dangerous. So yeah, I'm on Minnesota. I think Vegas and Colorado, we have to worry about these guys down the stretch because they can't go into the playoffs. They know it's going to be a long run. They need all their horses there. This is the regular season, so we got to read between the lines. Give me the Wild.
All right. The problem for Arizona, they're only 3 points back, but the Blues have 3 games in hand. I think it's basically been decided. But Arizona did not run for the bus against Vegas in the 2 games. And
LA is a flaky team. I like Arizona here. I just don't like the number. LA's been horrible. Like they win 1 game 2-1. They come back. They get smoked again to Anaheim. Like, give me a break. These guys, they had an opportunity. I don't care if they're plus money. Could they beat Arizona? Yes. Is Arizona in a letdown spot? I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I tell you, Los Angeles at Arizona home. They're laying anything under 50 cents. That's probably where it is right now. It might go up. If you like Arizona, just take it now. Well, you can bet it before it gets a little bit out of control. It will be parlay. I'll find a dance partner. It's definitely in a round robin because I'm not betting LA.
All right, we got to use this game as a determining factor for what's to come. Colorado is 4 behind Vegas, and they know Vegas is playing 2 at Minnesota, and they got the Blues coming up, and they've got another game with Vegas. If Colorado really cares about winning the division, the schedule is in their favor, so it doesn't look great today, but they have a big shot. There's a part of me that says they're like, yeah, I don't care about winning the division. And you be careful what you wish for, but they own Minnesota, and I don't think anybody wants to play St. Louis. But if Colorado really wants to win the division, and I guess maybe the bigger picture would be, you're trying to get more points because they reseed Cam. You want to get more points than Carolina or Tampa Bay, right? So you have home ice in the finals. If Colorado wants to win the division, they're going to murder San Jose, and they're going to go on a Tootsie Roll and Sasquatch foot everybody. If they play indifferent tonight, then they don't care about winning the division because they'll be happy with the matchup with Minnesota.
It's a good way to looking at it, and I'll tell you, I think San Jose's kind of live, as crazy as that sounds, and how disappointing they could be. This is the type of game they win. It's like when I step back and go, I'm taking Arizona against Vegas in this game tonight. We talked about Vegas, 10-game winning streak and stuff. It's just like it's a spot. So you're right. If Colorado comes out, I don't want to be the guy to lay it on Colorado and go, they're going to win this game. This is the perfect type of game for San Jose, right? When they play like junk, Colorado, good team. lost to them before. They come back and win this game, and if they win, it's probably going to go over the number. You can find a 6. I don't like a 6.5, but for me, I'm not playing this game, or if I do, I play San Jose and swing for the fences.
All right, and here's one. I don't know that if you want to do it, buddy, it's you. I don't trust either one of these teams at the moment.
I agree.
I mean, Vancouver has just imploded, and it's sad. It's sad. It's over. Now, Edmonton beats Calgary. Letdown spot. They're laying $2 on the road, the total 6. But here's the buyer beware thing. Edmonton has 7 games left, if my math is correct. They're 9 points behind the Leafs. They're not catching them. And they're 5 ahead of the Jets. So they still got some work to do. But Edmonton's going to have the ability, once they're kind of locked into 2, they're going to start resting guys. Once you're locked in, right? Why not get some of these guys a blow? I would not be I'd be watching teams like Edmonton where their position is virtually determined for them to start resting guys. Would it be the worst thing in the world to one night give McDavid a night off, one night give Draisaitl a night off? I would just watch that very closely. It'd be very hard with confidence to, I
don't like the game.
I don't either.
Know what actually probably the best play in the game is? The under. I think Edmonton, when you're a team that's already clinched, you don't work on offense as much as defense. And for them, they're going to have to play a real playoff defense style. And that's their problem. They still get loose sometimes, right? I think you're getting 6s out there. If you can find a 6.5, I'd definitely go under. I don't think Vancouver's going to score a lot of goals. Like, that's the thing. It's one of those things I told you about the North, Brian, and you've been seeing it. These games, a lot of them are going under. Whereas the West and the other divisions are turning into beer league games, right? I lean under in this spot. I don't like the game from any perspective. I wouldn't lay the juice with Edmonton, and I don't sure I trust Vancouver as a dog. I'd kind of like under.
All right, folks. So this is with the podcast. This is the nature of the beast. We'll take you through Wednesday. Basically, Boston, Jersey. Here's Tuesday on the podcast, folks. Yeah. Boston, New Jersey, Chicago, Carolina, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, the Islanders, Buffalo, Edmonton, Vancouver. They are all rematches of a game played on Monday night. So there's really not a whole hell of a lot we can say to you here other than gauge the first game, just an overview. I mean, Pittsburgh, Philly's just, I don't know if anything changes there.
Nope.
In terms of you got to believe there's going to be goals, but the over then under thing's been worrying. But the games are different. For the Tuesday portion of this, Cam, the games are different. The 2 points now matter as much as the 2 points back in January, but the games are different.
They're very different. And I don't know, this is where the eye test comes into play, right? You have to watch these games and understand. I would look for things like if New Jersey found a way to beat Boston. I don't think Boston's the type of team to lose 2 in a row. Carolina, we talked about, they got to keep on fighting because they're dealing with Tampa Bay and Florida for positioning. Chicago, do they have one more bullet left in the gun? Like, these guys are professional hockey players with pride, but we'll see. Philadelphia, I just think you just keep on riding overs with this team. They've packed it in, and they have no defense, and their goaltending some of the worst in the league. Islanders, Buffalo's interesting. We like the over in the first game. I don't know if we come back to the under, but Buffalo has been, I wouldn't be surprised. Islanders clinch, like Buffalo will find a way at home to be like a massive home dog, Brian, and we take them because they can play. Well, we just got to check the goaltending situation.
I found it interesting.
Edmonton, Vancouver is a train wreck. So
I did find it interesting from Mike Harrington, the Buffalo News, that it was Hauser and Ullmark. So Ullmark's name surfaced again. So I didn't, you've come this far. Why would you expose him to injury?
I agree.
That's insanity.
I mean,
why would
over,
you,
guys? He's your goaltender of the future. The season's done. It's over. Don't put Ullmark back in there. He's also an injury-prone goaltender. That makes no sense.
The Wednesday game. Let's go to Wednesday.
Yep. I like Ottawa's playing Montreal. I'd probably, me in Ottawa. If they're a dog, I'm listening to their bark. I can tell you that.
I know the Vegas Minnesota thing. There's nothing more infuriating, and I'll at least throw this out to everybody. Like playing the ponies, by the way.
Yeah, that was fun. My buddy told me to take Medina Spirit too, and I'm like,
yeah, no, I whipped.
Just never bet against Bob Baffert.
Oh, I whipped on the Derby.
He's such a winner in life. That's the thing. Like, can it's almost like a life you look at and go, wow, what is the one person in the world that doesn't need a win who gets it? It's like the guy. It's like the guy at the lottery store. He told me, he goes, "Oh, a poor lady comes in to buy the lottery ticket. She buys a mitt full of them, nothing. Rich guy comes in to get milk, buys a lottery ticket. Hey, just throw it on the pile. I won another $50,000. Like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
You've been to Treasure Island.
Oh, I've been there. But I love that place.
Well, the sports books.
Oh yeah, your buddy there. That guy's a wild man.
Tony Neville's great.
Yeah,
but I don't believe you've been. The new sports book. But when you've come. I don't think you've come. No. When you park, there's this escalator that is literally, it's like a 3-story escalator. It's ridiculous. It takes forever. And we were walking out of there with our buddy Steve Karp, who wrote for Gaming Today for many years. And we were watching the horses together. And I remember exactly your story. I looked at him. It was like 10 minutes after the Derby. I go, money goes to money.
Yep, it does. Like, honestly, like, money attracts money. Poor people, like, you go to the casino, do you ever see that, like, poor guy that needs it win? Once in a blue moon. The rich guy walks in with diamonds and rhinestones. Hey, honey, I'm just going to sit at the blackjack table. Wins 11 hands in a row, puts another 20 grand in his pocket. That was a nice stop. Like, that's just the way it works. Like, I've seen it too many times. I'll tell you one thing, I'll never bet against or add Bob Baffert every single time. But wait, because we can't tell you nothing about hockey because it's the same crap. I go, the story about horse racing was there's nothing more infuriating when the guy's crossing the wire and they go, and that's, Larry Velasquez's 1,000th win. Like, why didn't you tell me that?
But I knew that before the race. Fleury is tied for third all time with Roberto Luongo, which is it's a remarkable accomplishment, remarkable career. But he's going to become officially the third winningest goalie of all time in the NHL. So he's sitting on a milestone. It should be Fleury's turn on Wednesday for Vegas against Minnesota.
That's interesting. But we like Minnesota in game one. I got to think that Vegas, if they lose that game, will they come back? The question is the motivation of Vegas.
The matchup. It's the matchup.
Minnesota, they do play well against them. It's true.
All right. Hey, wrap it up with the money goes to money story. My good friend, I'll leave him out of it. Name-wise,
I know who he is.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, he has a nice life. I mean, he's worked for everything he has. Anyway, the one is about 10 years ago. It was brilliant, actually. That we're sitting there and we went to it was like an American Legion kind of place, right?
I like it.
All right, it's a quiet bar. It's So we walk in there, and do they have these things in Canada?
Of course,
it's this
Legions.
Big no. It's like a big mason jar, but they were the tabs, the numbers, the raffle tabs.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so the jar has in each jar, it's got it's $1 and you get the tab. And it's got $5 winners. It's got $10 winners. It's got some $20 winners. And there's 2 or 3 of $100 winners in the thing. But they put up on the board, what's left in the drum? Who's won? They scratch them off.
Yeah.
So we sit down and he's sitting there and he looks at the jar and there's 25, 30 of the tabs left in the thing, right? And he looks up and there's $200 winners left in the thing, right? He buys the jar.
Of course he does.
Okay, but wait a minute. So now when he does it, I mean, it clicks in my head. I go, that was brilliant, right? And then I'm looking at the other end of the bar and there's these 2 guys sitting there and I go, we're not getting out of here alive.
Yeah, no, they want to kill this idiot. No, that's the best. Taking the whole jar at the Legion.
So he sits there and he rips the tabs off. He pays the $30 and he wins. He walks. He gets $180. And I go, "We're not getting out of here alive. What are you doing?"
Yeah. Tip number 1: don't rip off a Legionnaire. That's probably
Well, I don't think he meant them. I don't think he meant. He didn't mean it.
It's for people who need money for a beer. It's not for a guy who's doing well in his life to buy the jar. What a bad! Wow, this guy.
It was a bad move. It was. I don't think
smart move, but not a smart move.
No, I think it was after he did it. He goes, Oh, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, no.
And I'm sitting there going, I'm going to leave now. And
You don't want to be associated with that.
Hopefully I'll see you later.
Yep. Anyway, been there.
I don't know. So there's your Wednesday raffle tab story. They're all rematches.
Yep, they are.
Washington,
basically what you got to do, though, is just
Rangers running for the bus, right?
If we watch these games, it's important to just go over them, gloss over, make sure if you can't see all the games at the same time, like go to NHL Network highlights, and just try to get a vibe on something and focus on a couple, because you will see what teams are kind of, tapped out, or what teams are trying to do things, you know what I mean? But it's been very inconsistent all season long. Like Arizona beats Vegas the first game. Vegas comes back the next game. Like, it's hard because there's really no trends, and you know what it is? You got to use your spidey senses a lot this year and just feel when a home team, it just doesn't feel right. You don't get it right all the time, and that's kind of the way I'm looking at this Colorado-San Jose series. I think San Jose might get them one game.
All right, we'll see. I don't know that it's Wednesday, but at some point during the week, I would say this. They're already scoring goals in bunches, but it would behoove St. Louis, even though they're making a push to get in. They can't run Binnington into the ground.
No, they got to play Husso.
Husso's going to show up somewhere this week, play the over when he does, and that's all I'll say.
Yep, I agree 100%, buddy. I agree 100%.
Home stretch.
Yeah,
we're almost
can't wait for the playoffs, yeah. And a haircut. And what else you were telling me about? I forget. Diabetes. Oh, yeah. That's I gotta go see a doctor. Yeah, it's just.
Hey, last thing. Are you feeling better?
Yeah. I know. I just put that out there on Twitter. I'm like, I've been hazy since I got the shot. People think I'm like on death's door. No, I'm just saying like I'm a little bit out there. Like, but it's some people say it takes about 3 or 4 days. I'm on my 5th day. It should be probably better. Like, I'm not rushing to the hospital or anything. I didn't have a great reaction to it, like the sweats and whatever. I just find I'm sweating a little bit more, and I just don't feel all there. But that's probably other things that I do in my life.
Well,
I just can't blame the vaccine.
Sometimes looks match the feel.
Oh boy!
Buddy. All right, that's all she wrote. All right, off to the races. A brand new week. The Hockey Betting Podcast.ca. I'm glad you're feeling better. If you want to put a lid on it. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Check out the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. We got a number of books that have joined up with us and have incredible sign-up offers for you to play hockey with that first deposit. Get on board. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Click the link, sign up, jump in, have some fun with us.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.